this is happening again. You're lucky if it even happens once in your life, let alone twice. But this time, I'm going to enjoy every moment because I also know it's not going to last forever, you know. But it's hard to do that. You wouldn't, without enough life experience, you just take it for granted. You just think it's normal. You know, that's how it is. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what you've said is what I have going for me is that, like, I don't know what it's supposed to be like. So I'm good with everything. I'm good with whatever.
I've played in a bunch of the original bands back in the 90s and early 2000s, you know, pursuit of making it. That's why
yes, of course.
Making fun of that. We're like, whatever that meant.
Whatever, now I actually, there's a whole different definition. It's basically you start a band first, then you start a business, right?
Exactly.
You know, and that's usually where it falls apart. But
that's when it all fell apart for most of them, you know. So I was like, but then, so I was serious about Heather's thing about the album, but I'm not thinking it's going to do anything. And I keep telling her, this might be the most successful project I've ever played on.
Yeah.
As I start looking back at some of these, you know, clown shows that you stick around with for a few years, you know, as some, you know, singer-songwriter tells you how fast they want the song to be or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that story. Oh, that's a good drum. Okay, the drummer story.
This symbol, not that symbol, you know.
Well, what I like is the hand behind the singer's back, you know, with the
up,
thumb
down,
up or down.
Speed up, down, speed up, down.
Oh, the whole thing about cueing, leading a band, like stepping on stage the year before, and then gonna lead a band, and I do these like wild motions with my arms.
Guess when the end is coming.
Yeah.
It's been a humorous ride, watching me figure all this stuff out. But
Yep. And every band leader is different. There's no one way to do it. And I've had bands where the same signal means two different things. I've had the hand, the finger next to the head circling.
Like, one more time around.
That's what it means in some bands, and in other bands, last time. And it's like, there was one band I was in. I kept going, and the guy was like, "I gave you the signal." I'm like, well, to me, that signal meant do not stop. You know,
keep it going.
That's keep it going right there. That's
to the three of us, it is. Yep.
Well, I can still remember my first successful cue where we were working on an end of the song, and I went like this. I put my hands up like this to you to say 2 more times around.
We did it.
You were so proud of me. You're like,
that's great.
God, it's understood. Yes,
I'm
so happy.
Yep, that's great. But you figure these things out. Like it's how it works.
You do.
Yep.
You do. The only way to figure it out is just to do it and be screamed at and be embarrassed and horrified and all of that.
And have a minor train wreck on stage, and we learn from pain, right?
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
It's like what did you say? One show is worth how many rehearsals? Like
10 rehearsals.
Right.
At least.
One gig is 10 rehearsals, right?
Absolutely.
You screw something up, you're not going to do it.
You're never going to do it again.
You're never going to screw it up again.
Mm-mm.
Not that. No.
Not that.
No. Not that way.
Up, but not that.
Not that way. That's right. Although
you'll find one.
I have learned, and this is definitely not something that you learn early on, because every mistake I would like obsess about and all of that. What I have learned is if a mistake happens once, you don't talk about it. You just let it happen. If it didn't happen in rehearsal, it happened at the gig. There was a weird error, whatever. Somebody got distracted, whatever. Yep. If it happens a second time, then it's worth talking about. But if you spend too much energy talking about the one-off mistakes, they will happen again because you get in your head about it.
It's the law of attraction. I'm telling you right now, that's what it is. And that's the whole thing about this whole thing is I'm like, geez, if I'm telling myself over and over that I can't do it and I'm not good enough and I'm never going to be able to do it, you think I'm ever going to do it?
Yeah.
Right.
No. So you got to change your thinking if you want to do something like that, you know?
Absolutely. God, this is so amazing. I'm sad that I didn't know about glitter and camo because I would have come to have seen you. But I'm also glad that I didn't know about it because I got to just dive in at, farther down the path here and just be blown away by the evolution. That's awesome.
From 5 years, you know?
Yeah.